starving Syrian town where people are walking skeletons. And here's the word in action. A campaign led personally by the UN Secretary General to end the starvation imposed on civilians by Hezbollah, according to this humanitarian organization. Once again, according to these media, it's the evil Syrian regime and its allies who are starving civilians. Although most photos suggested to be of people starving to death from Madaya have been proven to be recycled, like these ones, this doesn't mean that there is no crisis in Madaya and other areas in Syria.
بل هي طفلة من جنوب لبنان.
But the question is, who is responsible for this starvation when it occurs?
ذبحوا حرقوا شجرة هن المعارضة اللي عملت سببت لها السبب هذا أخذوا حقه. أنا ابن مضايا عمري 89 سنة ما بخاف غير من الله.
If the same extremist groups, Ahrar al-Sham and al-Nusra Front, says a village, let's say in France, what would be expected of the French authorities? Certainly, any government would not allow these extremists to move around freely. They would impose a kind of siege on this area, trying to prevent them from receiving more weapons and from expanding their presence. This strategy adopted by the Syrian government has been proven efficient in several places and resulted in the exit of those militants after they, militarily speaking, bankrupted. This photo, for instance, was published before on other websites and said to be belonging to a man from Douma in eastern Ghouta, which is also under a strict siege according to the same media. One might say, well, it's anyway the Syrian regime who is starving these people, whether it's in Madaya or in Douma. The regime is preventing everything, even milk children, from people in Douma. Wait, this is the wrong footage of Douma to represent the siege. Or this siege seems to be a very bad one, a too loose siege. The Army of Islam ruling Douma doesn't lack for tanks, fuel and ammunition and has its well-fed fighters, but still unable to feed children. Moreover, these Saudi and Turkey-backed militants have prevented civilians from leaving. Actually, they need them this way, or this. However, people should at least wonder why the media's consciousness has just awakened. Why now? This media campaign on Madaya is coinciding with the international accord to start peace talks on Syria this month. But it seems that the parties funding such media campaigns are just unhappy with this accord and are not interested at all in bringing the suffer of Syrians to an end. Iyad Khadr, MEC.